Hey, this is Dumb Watch Guy Dave. And I say that because I don't know anything about watches really, other than I've watched the Ben's Watch Club videos, some of them. But I'm going to show you some watches that I think are kind of interesting. What I have figured out is that the same watch can have different prices on the web depending on where you look. And so I'm going to show you some watches that I think are pretty cool that I'm thinking about adding to my collection. I tend to go for cheap watches because, for me, that's why I call myself the dumb watch guy, because in today's world, why are you wearing a watch? Why am I wearing a watch? I don't know, but here we go with some of the ones I kind of like. Okay, now this is the Guangxi, which is actually the Shanghai Guangxi factory over in China. This is on AliExpress. It is the retro green classic reproduction. This is a wind watch, okay? But it ain't bad. It's kind of nice looking. And it comes, I kind of like that band, the expand band, because it's so like retro looking. This is the more current metal band. And then you have leather, which I don't buy because they wear poorly. But I'm going to tell you what, to have a wind watch for $48.42, including shipping, from AliExpress, which is a respected, retail establishment servicing Asia, the US, and Europe, and other countries. It's a huge thing, kind of like Amazon. But anyway, I like that watch, and I think that's cool. Okay, let's take a look at another one that I think is pretty cool. By the way, this is the sister watch to that. Now, I don't like those horizontal lines. Okay, I'm really not wild about those, but again, we can circulate here through. There's that older band I like, $50.67, all mechanical. You got to wind those watches. Okay, well, I think that's beautiful too. Again, AliExpress. Let's look at another one that I think is kind of interesting. Now, this is a Pagani, Pagani, which you may know as a Chinese brand. Okay, but they're knockoffs and they're less expensive, but I think they provide a real value. Now we're looking here at $54 for that watch. Those are working buttons that you press in. That actually I think is a pretty hot looking watch. Now this is I don't know if I like that color scheme so much. This is a different watch. That's a different watch. This is a different watch. That's a different watch. But getting back under the ones with the push buttons here, chronograph, we have this and this and this, and that's kind of nice, and that's kind of nice. So anyway, I'm just saying, I think that's kind of an interesting watch. Again, Pagani from AliExpress. I know people down these things and they bash them, but I'm going to tell you what, for $20.99, I think that's a cool looking watch. I really do. Now, do those things work? I don't think so. I can't see. I don't see any buttons to use there. So those round things are fake, I think. But the watch is still. It's a nice looking watch for $20. And here we are back to the one I like. Now this is an interesting watch. Again, this is an AliExpress offering. If you watch Ben's Watch Club, he's going to talk up the San Martin brand. This is a cool watch. If you take a look, this is an automatic. What that means is that you wiggle your wrist and then that's how it winds. Comes in different colors, but there's a lot of these watches from San Martin, and this is another really cool one that they have, like a vintage diver watch. That is a hot watch, but you're talking more money for something like that. Let's see what else I've got here. I did one women's watch. To me, for $42.48, again, I don't work for AliExpress, by the way. It's just I'm a deal hunter. But I'll tell you what, I think that's a half cool watch to get for a gal. But those are just some of the ones what I actually got recently, I started off with this, which is the cheapest Casio you can buy, which is a W-218H-1AVCF. They're $15.98. It came with a rubber band. I had this other steel one for a Casio. But, just very, very basic, digital display watch. The second one that I got is an MTP 1370D1A1. Let me see if I can bring that up for you to show you what that watch looks like and why I got it. Understanding, here I am, I'm Mr. Cheap. Okay, so we're always going to be talking about Mr. Cheap here. Now, what I wanted was a very fancy, watch that had the radio stuff, and it was like about $200 from Casio, which I think is the top value out there. This is what I ended up buying. Okay, this is just a day and the date, but it's a nice looking watch, and for $47, coming out of eBay, Casio watch, it'll do. What I wanted, let me see if I can find this quickly for you. The watch that I kind of had in mind, but it was just too expensive for me. That's all I can say. It was a little bit too much money. Let me see. Here we go. The Lineage Radio Solar LCW M100 TSE-1AJF. That's an Amazon, but that is a cool watch which resets automatically off some radio signals. It's got a lot of digital capability. I wanted this one. It was too expensive. That's just the way it went, and I ended up getting the one that I chose. But anyway, I'm just somebody who, I don't really know watches. I just want to collect them because I'm dumb. And, there's just something about having a watch on that evokes something pleasant. And I like that it's such an easy fashion statement. And don't you agree? I started at the very bottom with this. I mean, what can be uglier, But I will say it hasn't scratched because that big fat square thing around it hits stuff and it doesn't get to the plastic crystal. But for the buck, I'm really a Casio guy. I think you get a lot of value. But that's the end of my first video. I hope you dug it. And I'm going to continue to look for stupid stuff for dumb guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, of course.